Thank you, Chairman, and thank you, witnesses, for being here today. I'm going to cut to the chase. We've heard a lot about regulation, Basel III, the Americans' mandate for less regulation, burdensome regulation. But as a female sitting in this room today, what really disturbs me is why Chair Gruenberg, after 6 months ago, when you said you were going to resign, why are you still here?
Congresswoman, I indicated I would step down when a successor was confirmed. Since it does not appear a successor will be confirmed before the end of the president's term.
So basically what I'm hearing, sir, is excuses. Excuses for the reason that you're not going to be stepping down. It sounds to me selfish and self-centered, because if we did have somebody who was going to be confirmed and that they were going to come within this 6 months period, it would have been done so. But this is an election year. You've been here 9 of the last 9 years, and you know the process. We have a piece of legislation right now that was a reason for the notice of this hearing, H.R. 1574. And this legislation notes that you have been the chair for 9 of the last 13 years. You've overseen and contributed to the toxic culture at the FDIC. Your failure to address these issues has jeopardized the safety and soundness of the United States financial system, and you prioritized partisan rulemaking over collaborating to rectify workplace issues. So if you were in Congress and you were one of the members sitting up here today, would you vote for this legislation?
If I may say, Congresswoman, that's a hypothetical question, so if you don't mind, I'll take a pass on that one.
Well, I'll tell you that I will, and so will my colleagues, because your behavior in the Clearly Gottlieb report is disturbing and really, quite frankly, just disgusting. Sexual harassment, discrimination, that report quotes, the FDIC has failed to provide a workplace safe from sexual harassment, discrimination, and other interpersonal misconduct. And, quote, these incidents and many others like them did not occur in a vacuum. They arose within a workplace culture that is misogynistic, insular, and outdated. So the question now is for the other witnesses. I'm sure that you all have read this report. So for my other witnesses, if you had an employee with this kind of record that had this kind of information in a report about them, would you still want them on your staff, let alone leading that institution? Mr. Barr?
Congressman, I don't really have comment on the FDIC. I'll say we have a zero tolerance policy at the Federal Reserve for sexual harassment.
Zero tolerance. Zero tolerance. Thank you for that, Mr. Barr. Sir?
We've also adopted an effective anti-harassment program that's viewed by the EEOC as model, and we aim to have no discrimination or harassment whatsoever.
Thank you.
It's imperative that the workplace be safe and inclusive, and that anyone who's a wrongdoer is held accountable. It's critical.
So what I'm hearing is zero tolerance, and that there's repercussions for this type of behavior. And Chair Gruenberg, it is really sad that you would use politics in this day and age to stand by this type of report that clearly indicates sexual harassment, discrimination, among much more in this report, and still stand before us and give excuses as to why you have not resigned. With that, I yield back.